If you need money in GTA 5, you can find the cheapest shark cards at cdkeys.com. There's a link in the description. Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing the all-new heavy Menacer, this brand new yet unreleased armoured and weaponized vehicle, which will be coming to GTA Online just next week on Tuesday, August 28th. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing 10 things with you guys that you need to know about this vehicle before it's released and you buy it in GTA Online. So without any further ado, let's go ahead then and jump straight into things. So the Heavy Menacer is the final unreleased vehicle from the Warstock Cash and Carry website, so that's where it'll be listed once released, and once it is, there'll be just one price for this, a buy it now price. There's no trade price associated to it, and the buy it now price is set at $1,775,000. Now for that, what you get from standard is an armoured and weaponized SUV. It comes with machine gun turrets in the front bumper, which the driver can operate, as well as a passenger operated turret on the roof, which we'll be talking about more later on in the video. So yes, the Menacer is expensive, but for that, what you get is an armoured and weaponized SUV from standard, which is fitted with two different weapons options: machine guns in the front bumper, which are driver operated, and a machine gun turret on the roof of the vehicle, which is passenger operated. We'll talk about these some more later on in the video, but this vehicle is also a 5-seater, so 2 seats in the front, 2 seats in the back, and 1 on the roof operating the turret. Now, in case you're wondering, this rather unusual looking vehicle is based upon the Boss hunting truck in real life, which is a custom Hummer based upon the H1 K10 series. Here are a few images being displayed on screen right now of this vehicle in real life. Now, unfortunately, there aren't too many images of this, but you can see the similarities between this and what we have in GTA Online, the Rockstar's releasing on Tuesday. Anyway, moving on though to the next thing that you guys need to know about the Menacer, that being that this vehicle is extremely customizable, but it can only be upgraded inside an Avenger or MOC. So you'll have to own one of those if you want to customize this vehicle, and that being something that you really want to do, as there is a huge list of things you can do to this. Just in the front bumper category, for example, there are 15 different options to choose between, and all the categories are very similar to this. Now in this category, the primary front barricade was my favourite, so I selected that. Then going around to the back to rear bumper, you have 9 options in here, and I selected the rear barricade to match the front one that I just selected. Then the next category after this is skirts, and in here there are 17 different options. There really are loads of customizations with plenty of choice and variation, so if you don't like a certain look, you can go for a completely different one, and there are customizations in each category to match that style. The next category though after skirts is exhausts, and again in this category you have 13 different options. Now in case you didn't spot it already, the exhausts come out of the top on the back of the SUV, which I thought was really cool, and the stock exhaust is fitted on both sides. But as you can see as we scroll through some of these custom options, although some of these triple stack ones are really cool, they're only fitted to one side of the truck or the other, and not both sides. There are 1 or 2 options like the flex exhausts or the exposed stock, but I wanted to have one of the triple ones that was fitted on both sides, and unfortunately there is no option for that. So I ended up just keeping the stock exhaust, as it was my favourite out of the 3 where the exhaust was fitted to both sides. But that is disappointing, and hopefully Rockstar will change that and add an option at some point in the future, having one of the triple stack options again fitted to both sides. Very quickly then, as for weapons, you have the option of changing out the stock turret for this 50 cal, which I ended up doing. Again, we'll talk about these weapons more later on in the video. Then in the grill category, we have 10 options in here, again with some really cool ones, with the combination grill being my favorite. Then the next category being hoods, and as you can see there are 22 different custom hoods available in this category, this being, as far as I'm aware of, the most number of customizable hoods available for any vehicle in GTA 5. If there is a vehicle that has the same amount or more, of course let me know right now in the comment section, but that is a crazy number of hoods available for this, and it's clear that Rockstar spent a lot of time working on this vehicle when making it. Usually the amount of customization a vehicle has is evidence of that. Moving on though to the next category, this being roof, there are 5 options in here. The military support slats was my favourite, so I selected that. Now after this, pretty much all the customization options available are the standard upgrades, so armour, engine, brake upgrades, and that sort of thing. There is one final customization though, that being livery, but there aren't any new ones or exclusive ones available just for this vehicle. All the ones in this category are the standard and generic ones, both from the Gunring update and the After Hours update for all the armoured and weaponized vehicles. And speaking of which, let's take a look at this vehicle's weapons. So as mentioned previously then, from standard it's fitted with 2 different weapon options, one of those being the machine gun turrets, one either side in the front bumper. These though are just the standard ones that you get on a lot of the weaponized vehicles. They are not particularly powerful in any way, shape or form, and it will take several seconds if you're firing constantly towards any vehicle if you're trying to destroy it. So they're more of a tire popper than anything. It's also worth noting though, the driver and all the passengers inside still have access to their weapons when driving around in this vehicle, so if you want to, you can swap to your pistols or your SMGs, but you do not have access and you cannot use any of the explosives, so grenades, sticky bombs and that sort of thing. But then as for the secondary weapon on this vehicle, that being the passenger operated machine gun turret that's on the roof. Now as mentioned whilst going through the customization, from standard it's fitted with the standard machine gun turret, which is pretty powerful already, but you can upgrade for the slightly faster firing and slightly more powerful 50 cal, which I've done and I'm using right now in this video, which is the same one you can get on the Insurgent Custom and is extremely powerful. Just a second or so shooting this at any vehicle will blow it up instantly, as you can see in the gameplay. And again, as mentioned before, the Heavy Menacer is an armoured vehicle, so how does it fare against bullets and explosives? We'll start off first of all by shooting out the windows. Well, as you can see, this is not bulletproof or bullet resistant in any way. They are just standard windows with regular glass, so this can be shot out with just 2 or 3 shots from most weapons. So bullets can easily pass through and kill players. But it's worth noting the windows on this, especially the passenger windows, are very, very thin, so it means shooting through these and being able to hit players will be quite a difficult task for most players. But as for this vehicle's explosive resistance, when this vehicle is fully upgraded and has 100% armor, it takes 7 sticky bombs to destroy it, so it will survive 6 with a 7th then blowing it up. As for shots from an RPG or a homing launcher, of course it doesn't survive quite as long, as these 2 weapons deal a lot more damage than sticky bombs or grenades, but it still requires at least 4 from either of these 2 weapons to destroy it, as it survives the first 3. Which I think is pretty impressive. In fact, this vehicle has the same explosive resistance as the Insurgent pickup. Despite this though, and being similar in this area, unfortunately it's not quite the same when it comes to its ramming force or ramming ability. The Menacer just isn't anywhere near as impressive. As I'm sure you guys know, the Insurgent Custom has an insane ramming ability. It can smash and plow through vehicles with very little effort, losing very little speed whatsoever. The Menacer though, although it's not the worst vehicle in GTA 5, it's just not quite as good. If I was to rate the Insurgent Custom out of 10, I would give it maybe an 8 or 9 for its ramming ability, whereas for the Menacer, it's more like a 4 or 5. As you can see, it's easily pushed around, its direction of travel can easily be moved when you smash into some vehicles, and it loses a lot of speed when doing so. Like I said though, it's not the worst, it's just not the best either. And speaking of disappointing things, something else this vehicle also lacks in is speed. Now of course this is a big, heavy, armoured, weaponized vehicle, so this is to be expected, but it's a lot slower than most other armoured and weaponized vehicles in game. In fact, its top speed is just 96 miles an hour, and it takes a really long time to get there as well. So it's not like it has good acceleration to make up for its low top speed, because it doesn't have that either. Now there's one final thing I discovered with this vehicle whilst trying out the headlights on this at night. This vehicle is bugged, and by the looks of things, it's slightly see-through at night. So as you can see as I drive around the airport and look around this vehicle, you can see the lights on the runway through this vehicle. And it's not just a reflection or anything along those lines, as you can see whilst I'm driving around, it is definitely some form of bug with this vehicle where just lights shine through and are visible on the other side of the vehicle. You can't see objects or anything along those lines. I'm not really too sure how this works, but this vehicle is definitely bugged. But there we go, not the most game-breaking thing in the world, but I thought I would share that kind of weird glitch or bug with you guys in this video. But there we go, those are 10 things then that you guys need to know about the all-new Heavy Menacer releasing to GTA Online on Tuesday, August 28th. I want you guys right now to leave a comment on this video, let me know your thoughts and feelings about this vehicle. If you guys could also drop a like as well, that would of course be greatly appreciated and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd recommend that you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.